was 14. I was at my best friend's house and she was eating guacamole, which we all know is made from avocados. And when I was 14, I was aware that avocados were a fat. And so I said to her, you shouldn't eat that. It's fat. And she's like, no, it's okay. It's a good fat. And so I thought, okay. And when I was 18, a friend of mine who was going into the mechanics program told me that idling my car for 5 minutes uses the same amount of fuel as turning off my car and restarting it. And I thought, When I was 24, I read a book that told me that 1 teaspoon of sugar stops our immune system from fully functioning for 10 minutes. The things that all of these have in common is that they all created a foundational belief. I didn't know it at the time. I didn't know that that was creating a foundational belief as I was hearing them and as I was absorbing them, but they did. And those beliefs that I was creating at that time, decades ago, created a connection in my brain, created a groove in my brain that makes a difference in how I think and behave and take action now as a 45-year-old. So it is interesting that these things that happen to us years, decades prior, make an impact on the decisions that we have now, the decisions to take action or the decisions to not take action. And so what happens as we age is the foundational beliefs that we've had for so long they stay, and then we get other ones on top. We hear other things. We create other foundational beliefs. And as we hear other things and create other beliefs, these beliefs can contradict each other. And they can both live in our brain simultaneously, even though they may contradict each other. And so what can often happen when we have these contradicting beliefs, or when we have a belief but we hear something else that we believe could be true, but it contradicts our foundational belief, is it can stop us from taking action. It can actually make us stuck in a decision or a lack thereof making a decision. And so this stuckness can create inaction. And even though we may feel that we need to take an action, our brain wants to keep us safe. It wants to keep us safe based on the foundational beliefs that we have. And so we're not sure of how to move forward because we have this contradiction that's going on in our brain. And the older we get, the more contradiction that can actually happen, because the more things we hear, the more beliefs we create, and the more those beliefs that we create contradict potentially those beliefs that we've had for decades, those ones that have the really strong grooves inside of our brain. And so I was thinking about this today as I was walking and thinking of these foundational beliefs that I have that potentially are keeping me stuck in an inaction now. And so I wanted to share this because I think we all have these and we often don't think about them consciously. And so I have an invitation for you. I have 2 invitations actually for you today. One of them is to reflect on what foundational beliefs you might have. Some of them, obviously, there's lots of them, but as I'm talking, something probably came up for you, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 beliefs that you have. And so I would love to invite you and encourage you to question these foundational beliefs. Do they still hold true for you? And if they do hold true for you and they are helping with your momentum and with your forward movement and with feeling good, like essentially good and aligned and correct in the actions that you're taking, excellent. Keep those foundational beliefs. But if you are actually finding that they're not supporting you in your forward movement, in your forward momentum, then I invite you to reflect on ones that do support you, that actually do feel more aligned and more correct, and at the same time encourage you to take that forward, that action, that moment, that action that's going to move you forward and in the direction, along the path that you actually want to be on in this stage in your life. And this could be in any aspect of your life. I talk about health and fitness a lot, but it could be really any foundational belief. It doesn't have to be a nutrition or a fitness-based belief. It can be anything. So I invite you to reflect on foundational beliefs that you might have, 1 or 2 or 3. And then if they are keeping you stuck because it's feeling of overwhelm or contradiction, and then I invite you to take action on a belief that actually feels correct for you, that feels maybe even a little bit scary, and scary in that way that you get kind of that excited butterflies feeling. You know what I'm talking about? That excited butterflies feeling that you're like, oh, I feel like this is correct, but it feels a little bit scary to do it. And that fear could potentially come from the fact that your foundational beliefs, the ones that have those really deep grooves in your brain but aren't supporting you anymore, are making your brain tell you, no, don't do it. You're safe where you are now. There's no need to move forward. There's no need to take action. You're safe where you are now. I invite you to think beyond that safety into that brightness, that correctness, that drive, and that excitement to go to the next level of who you are, who you came here to be, and who feels good in your chest, in your gut. Like who do you really want to be, and how do you really want to feel? How do you want to show up, and how do you want to move forward? So I felt like I needed to share that today, and I know that there's somebody out there that needed to hear it and will now take that action that maybe felt a little bit scary, but also exciting at the same time. I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.